The ending of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 6, was quite literally explosive, and Mark and Tyson Mitchell's fates may need to be explained. Though Dwight Manfredi, Sylvester Stallone, is the star of Tulsa King, the second season of the show has given the rest of the cast quite a few moments in the spotlight. Usually, Tulsa King Season 2 focusing on Dwight's gang is a good thing, as it develops his gang's personalities and lets them start their own side hustles. Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 6, however, proved that being part of Dwight's crew can come with just as many risks as rewards. Tulsa King has already had some great gangster scenes, and the most recent episode is no exception. In classic mobster fashion, a bomb detonated under Dwight's navigator. The explosion did a lot of damage in the show, and given the fact that Tyson's dad, Mark, was in the car at the time, it should have some far-reaching repercussions. The car bomb wasn't the only major development in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 6, though, and some of the episode's other moments could prove to be just as important. What did Jackie Ming mean by half measures in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 6? Jackie Ming is going to be much more violent than Cal Thresher. Jackie Ming, Rich Ting, in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 4. Jackie Ming, Rich Ting, the leader of the Chinese gangsters, finally confronted Cal Thresher, Neil McDonough, about his obsession with Dwight in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 6. After Thresher explained that Dwight was a threat to their weed business and an outsider trying to get in on the profits, Jackie suggested no longer using half measures. Jackie left his language purposefully vague, but his meaning was fairly clear: he intends to kill Dwight. Jackie sees death as a permanent solution to all the problems Dwight has been causing, and he sees murder as far simpler than Thresher's attacks. The most surprising part of the scene wasn't Jackie's words, but rather the fact that he wanted to kill Dwight at all. So far, Dwight has only really caused trouble for Thresher, but at the end of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 5, he stepped on Jackie's toes as well. As Jackie mentioned, the attack on the wind farm put several of his guards out of commission, it hindered work, and it undermined his authority with the workers. Jackie isn't the type to let Dwight's beat day on his men go unpunished, and he could end up being a bigger threat than Thresher ever was. Why Chicky forgot about his ankle gun and how Vince screwed up the sit-down explained. Both Chicky and Vince aren't as smart as they think. Chicky and Vinizzi, Dominic Lombardozzi, on the phone in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 2. One of the main events of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 6 was the sit-down between Bill Bevilacqua, Frank Grillo, Chicky and Vinizzi, Dominic Lombardozzi, and Dwight. Chicky, however, didn't make it to the sit-down because he was arrested at the airport for having a gun in his ankle holster. Forgetting about the gun on his ankle seemed like a stupid mistake by Chicky, and it was. Ever since he killed Pete in Tulsa King Season 1, Chicky has been on a downward spiral. Being arrested at the airport was a sign that Chicky was slipping, and he was making increasingly dumb mistakes. Unfortunately for the Invernizzi crime family, the mistakes didn't stop there. After Chicky was arrested, Vincent Piazza, decided to attend the sit-down alone. Dwight and Bevilacqua almost completely disregarded Vince, and they ended up striking a deal with each other and cutting New York out of it. Essentially, Vince got played because he thought he was a lot more competent than he actually is. Vince thought he could broker a deal that benefited everyone without Chicky's help, and Bevilacqua and Dwight showed him just how wrong he was. Both Chicky and Vince's mistakes could have some serious repercussions in the rest of Tulsa King Season 2. Chicky's mistake didn't exactly paint him as a genius, which could undermine his authority over the gang even more than it already has been. Meanwhile, Vince's bad deal could be taken as a sign that the Invernizzi family is weak and open to attack. Regardless of what happens to the Invernizzi gang, though, Chicky and Vince could experience some personal fallout. Chicky is already unstable, and Vince's mistake might be enough to convince him to kill his capo. Are Mitch Keller and Tina Manfredi falling in love? Mitch may soon have to ask Dwight for permission to date Tina. The pressure has been increasing for all the characters of Tulsa King Season 2, and Tina Manfredi, Tatiana Zappadino, is no exception. As a result of the heightened danger, she decided to get a gun, and Dwight asked Mitch, Garrett Hedlund, to teach her to shoot it. During their first lesson together, however, it seemed like Tina and Mitch had a lot of chemistry, and that they might be romantically interested in each other. While nothing has officially happened yet, it definitely seems like Tina and Mitch are headed towards a relationship. Tulsa King has set up a relationship between Tina and Mitch in a few key ways. For example, Tina's husband didn't move out to Tulsa with her and the twins, and Joanne, Annabella Sciorra, mentioned that they were having problems in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 2. Additionally, while watching Mitch sing at the Bread 2 Buck, Tina asked, "Is it just me or is Mitch really good?" Then, in the latest episode, Mitch called Tina a beautiful woman. There definitely seems to be a mutual attraction, and since Dwight already likes Mitch, he'd likely give their relationship his blessing. Is Bill Bevilacqua going to honor his deal with Dwight? Bevilacqua probably won't let Carl's death go unpunished. Dwight and Bill Bevilacqua were able to reach an understanding at the sit-down, but their deal may not last very long. Dwight offered to give Bill 15% of his profits, as well as a heavy discount on weed, in exchange for protection and distribution. Since Bill's marijuana farms were being impacted by drought, he agreed, but later on, he mentioned that he wasn't happy with the deal. Bill told one of his men that he didn't like trading Carl, the hitman he sent after Dwight, for a discount on weed. Then, Bill indicated that he might not honor the deal and attack Dwight anyway. That Carl's death is clearly weighing on Bill, and it may cause him to seek out more than just money and weed from Dwight. Bill mentioned that there's a hole in his operation that Carl used to fill, and he also has to contend with Carl's widow and his own wife, both of whom are angry at him for sending Carl into harm's way. To avenge Carl, Bill may try to get Dwight to pay in blood. Future episodes of Tulsa King Season 2 could see Bill put out another hit on Dwight, or he could attack him more directly. Did Mark survive the explosion, and how will it affect Tyson in Tulsa King Season 2? It's too early to say whether Mark survived, but Tyson could be looking for revenge. Without a doubt, the biggest surprise in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 6, came in the final moments of the episode. After Tyson, J. Will, convinced Dwight to sell him the Navigator, he gave the keys to his father, Mark, Michael Beach. The next morning, as Mark started the car, a white Prius sped away, and a bomb inside the car detonated. Right now, it's not clear whether Mark survived the car bombing, and there won't be a definitive answer until Episode 7. Though Mark's condition is hard to determine, Tyson's is much easier.